Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Open English Podcast. I'm Sam.
And I'm Lisa. We're so happy you're here with us today.
Today's topic is one of the most common conversations in everyday English.
Talking about yesterday.
Yes, what you did, where you went, who you saw, how you felt.
This conversation happens every single day at work, with friends, with family, with your English teacher.
Someone asks you, what did you do yesterday? And you need to answer, naturally, with real details, not just one word.
Because nothing is the answer that ends a conversation immediately.
And we want to keep conversations going, not end them.
So today, we will talk about our own yesterdays, give you useful phrases, and help you describe your day in natural English.
Before we start, a quick request. If you enjoy this podcast, please subscribe. It is completely free.
And if you are watching on YouTube, please like the video. It helps more English learners find us every week.
Okay, let's talk about yesterday.
Sam, let's just start. What did you do yesterday?
Okay, real answer. Yesterday was a mixed day for me.
Tell us everything.
So I woke up at 6:30, earlier than usual, not because I wanted to. My neighbor decided to do some repair work at 6 in the morning.
6 in the morning?
6 in the morning, drilling, hammering, all the sounds you do not want to hear before 7 a.m.
That is a terrible way to start a day.
The worst. So I lay in bed for about 20 minutes, hoping it would stop. It did not stop. So I got up, made coffee, and decided to use the early start productively.
What did you do?
I sat at my desk and worked on some writing I had been putting off for 2 weeks, a report I needed to finish.
And did the early start help?
Surprisingly, yes. The morning was quiet, except for my neighbor. My brain was fresh. I finished the report by 9 a.m.
That is actually impressive.
It felt good. I looked at the finished report and thought, thank you, neighbor, even though I did not mean it at all.
You did not thank him.
I did not thank him, but the result was good anyway. So after finishing the report, I went for a walk about 40 minutes around the park near my apartment.
I love that park.
It was beautiful yesterday morning. Cool weather, not too many people. I listened to music and just walked slowly.
That sounds like a good reset after the early wake up.
It was exactly what I needed. And when I got back home, I felt much better than when I started the day.
So the morning went from bad to good.
From bad to good. And then in the afternoon, I met my friend Carlos for lunch.
Oh, how is Carlos?
Carlos is good. He just started a new job 2 weeks ago, so we talked about that mostly.
How is the new job going for him?
He likes the work, but finds the team a little difficult to connect with. Everyone is very professional, but not very warm.
Bad adjustment period at a new job is hard.
Yes. We talked about it for a long time. I shared some things from my own experience starting new jobs.
That is what good friends do.
Exactly. And the lunch was good too. We went to a small Italian place near the office. I had pasta, he had pizza. We sat there for almost 2 hours.
2 hours? A proper lunch.
A proper lunch. Not the kind where you eat quickly and go back to your desk. A real sit down and talk lunch.
I love those.
Me too. And after lunch, I went home, did a few small tasks, watched one episode of a show I am following, and went to bed around 10:30.
That is a full day, Sam.
It was. Not perfect. It started with a drill at 6 a.m., but it ended well.
Okay, my turn. What did I do yesterday?
Tell us everything, Lisa.
Yesterday was one of those days where I had big plans and almost none of them happened.
Oh no.
So the night before, I made a list, a proper list. 5 things I wanted to do yesterday.
What was on the list?
Go to the post office, clean my kitchen, call my mother, start a book I bought 3 weeks ago, and go to the gym.
5 things. Very organized.
Very organized on paper. So yesterday morning, I woke up at 8, made coffee, sat down with my list, and felt very motivated.
January 1st energy again.
Exactly that energy, which lasted about 30 minutes.
What happened?
I sat down to drink my coffee and I opened my phone just to check one thing.
Just one thing.
And 45 minutes later, I was still on my phone watching videos about people renovating old houses.
You don't renovate houses.
I do not renovate houses. I have never renovated a house. I will probably never renovate a house. But I watched 4 videos about it.
The internet is a mysterious place.
A very mysterious place. So by the time I put my phone down, it was almost 10 and I had done nothing for my list.
How did that feel?
Bad. A little frustrated with myself. But I told myself, okay, start now. So I got up and cleaned the kitchen first.
Good choice. A quick win.
Yes, cleaning the kitchen takes about 20 minutes. It's satisfying and it makes you feel like you have done something.
Did you finish it?
I finished it and it looked nice, so that felt good. And then I went to the post office.
The post office. Always an adventure.
Always. There was a queue, about 8 people in front of me and 1 person at the counter.
Of course.
So I waited for about 25 minutes, which is not terrible, but also not fast.
And did you send your package?
I sent my package. Mission complete. And then I walked home and called my mother.
How is your mother?
She's good. She talked for 45 minutes, mostly about her neighbor's new dog, which she is not happy about.
The dog or the neighbor?
Both, but mostly the dog. Apparently, it barks every morning.
Like my neighbor with the drill.
Exactly the same energy. So I listened, I said the right things, and after 45 minutes, I felt like I had completed a small marathon.
Talking to mothers is its own kind of exercise.
Its own kind of exercise, and I love her. But 45 minutes about a dog is a lot.
And after the call?
After the call, I was tired, so I made tea, sat on my sofa, and opened my new book.
The one you bought 3 weeks ago.
The one sitting on my shelf for 3 weeks, looking at me with disappointment.
Did you read it?
I read 12 pages, and then I fell asleep on the sofa.
A classic.
A very classic move. I woke up an hour later with the book on my face.
The book was reading you.
The book was reading me. And by that point, it was evening. The gym was not going to happen.
So how many things from your list did you complete?
3 out of 5. Post office, kitchen, call my mother. The gym and the book were not completed.
3 out of 5 is 60%.
60%, a passing grade.
I would call that a successful day.
I would call it a human day. Not perfect, but real.
Okay, let's talk about the language now, because our listeners need these phrases for their own conversations.
Yes, the most important thing when talking about yesterday is using the past tense correctly.
The most useful irregular verbs for talking about your day are go, went, wake up, woke up, get up, got up, have, had, see, saw, meet, met, feel, felt.
Walk becomes walked. Clean becomes cleaned. Start becomes started.
And for irregular verbs, you need to remember the different form. Go becomes went, wake becomes woke, have becomes had.
The most useful irregular verbs for talking about your day are go, went, wake up, woke up, get up, got up, have, had, see, saw, meet, met, feel, felt.
These 7 verbs cover most daily activities. Learn those 7 and you can describe almost any day.
Now let's look at how to start your answer when someone asks what you did yesterday.
The most natural starting phrases are, yesterday I... Simple and direct.
Or, I had a pretty busy day yesterday. This sets the tone immediately.
Or, yesterday was a good day, actually. Or, yesterday was a bit of a mixed day.
These opening sentences give the other person a feeling for your day before you go into detail.
And they make your answer sound natural, not like a list of events.
For describing specific activities, you can say, in the morning, I, in the afternoon, I, in the evening, I.
These time phrases help organize your story. The listener knows when each thing happened.
You can also use sequence words. First I, then I, after that I, finally I.
Clear, organized, easy to follow.
Now let's talk about adding details, because details make your story interesting.
A story without details is just a list. I woke up, I ate, I worked, I slept. That tells the listener nothing about you.
But I woke up earlier than usual because my neighbor started drilling at 6 a.m. tells a whole story in one sentence.
Details include where you went, who you were with, how long something took, how you felt, and what happened unexpectedly.
For how you felt, you can say, I felt tired but productive, or I was a little frustrated at first, or by the end of the day, I felt much better.
Feelings make your story human. They help the other person connect with you.
For unexpected things, you can say, something funny happened, or I didn't expect this, but Or the surprising part was...
These phrases signal that something interesting is coming and the listener pays more attention.
Let's also look at how to ask about someone else's yesterday, because conversation goes both ways.
The most natural question is simply, what did you do yesterday?
But you can also ask more specific questions. How was your day yesterday? Or did anything interesting happen yesterday?
Or how did your meeting go yesterday, if you know they had something specific planned?
Follow-up questions show you are listening, and they keep the conversation going.
For example, they say, I went to the post office yesterday. You say, oh, how long did you wait? That place is always busy.
You picked up a detail and responded to it. That is natural conversation.
Okay, let's do a short practice. I will ask Lisa about her yesterday using these phrases. Listeners, pay attention to the structure and the phrases.
Ready?
So, Lisa, what did you do yesterday?
Yesterday was one of those days where I had big plans, but things went a little differently. In the morning, I cleaned my kitchen and went to the post office. After that, I called my mother, which took longer than I expected. In the afternoon, I started a new book, but I fell asleep on the sofa after about 12 pages. I did not make it to the gym, but overall, I felt okay about the day.
That was natural, organized, and full of real details.
It used time phrases, sequence words, feelings, and an honest ending.
And it sounded like a real person talking, not a textbook exercise.
Listeners, now it is your turn. Think about what you did yesterday and try to describe it using these phrases.
Say it out loud at home, or write it in the comments below.
Use these structures. Yesterday, I. In the morning, I. First I, then I, after that I. By the end of the day, I felt.
Write your yesterday in the comments. Even 3 or 4 sentences is good practice.
We read every comment, and it is exactly the kind of English you use in real life every day.
Okay, let's do our summary.
First, when someone asks what you did yesterday, give real details, not just one word.
Second, use past tense verbs. The most useful ones are went, woke up, got up, had, saw, met, and felt.
Third, use time phrases to organize your story. In the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening.
Fourth, use sequence words to connect activities. First, then, after that, finally.
Fifth, add details about where, who, how long, and how you felt. Details make your story interesting.
Sixth, when someone tells you about their day, ask one follow-up question. It shows you were listening.
And seventh, practice describing your day every evening, even 2 or 3 sentences out loud. This builds your fluency naturally.
Before we go, our usual request.
If this episode helped you, please subscribe to the Open English podcast. It's completely free.
And if you are on YouTube, please like the video and leave a comment.
Write what you did yesterday, in English, in the comments.
We read every single one, and other listeners will read yours too.
Share this episode with a friend who's learning English. It's perfect for everyday conversation practice.
Thank you so much for listening. I'm Sam.
And I'm Lisa.
Talk about your yesterday today in English. You are more ready than you think.
See you next time. Goodbye, everyone.
Goodbye, everyone.